Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, just here to react to the breaking news this evening that Keith Thurman has been forced to withdraw from a scheduled bout with Tim Tszyu on March the 30th in Las Vegas due to a bicep injury. And Tim Tszyu will now, quite surprisingly, face a very tricky late replacement in Sebastian Fundora. Fundora, of course, was due to face the big punching Ukrainian Sergey Bochuk on the same card for the WBC junior middleweight title. But he'll now step in to fill the main event slot against Tim Tszyu, following on from the withdrawal of Keith Thurman due to an injury, bicep injury. It was just reported there about an hour ago by Mike Coppinger that these developments had taken place. So yeah, we're getting Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora on March 30th in Las Vegas instead of Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. And to be honest with you, both well, me personally and a lot of people I've seen online think that this is actually a better fight than Tim Tszyu against Keith Thurman. To be quite honest with you, you have Keith Thurman was expected to be kind of soundly beaten by Tim Tszyu. Obviously, the former welterweight world champion has been largely inactive since he lost to Manny Pacquiao, going back 5 years now. Manny Pacquiao upset the odds to defeat Keith Thurman for the WBA welterweight title, and he just his career went into a bit of a tailspin since that. Thurman, as I mentioned, inactivity, largely inactive, and stepping up to face the feared kind of rising superstar Tim Tszyu. It was never looking likely to kind of end well for Thurman. So, wish him all the best, obviously, in his recovery from the bicep injury. But in terms of late replacements, Tim Tszyu against Sebastian Fundora is really fun one, to be honest with you. If you remember, Sebastian Fundora, the Terran Inferno, was on a collision course kind of to maybe face Tim Tszyu, before he was sensationally stopped by Brian Mendoza last year. The big underdog, Brian Mendoza, knocked him out pretty badly, and if Fundora had got through that, it likely would have been him and Tim Tszyu kind of next. So we are getting now Tszyu against Fundora. Maybe not in the circumstances we expected, but we are getting it. And I have to say, if we're getting into kind of early predictions for this one, this breaking development for next weekend's fight, just over a week out now, just kind of under 2 weeks out from that one in Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena. If we were to get into predictions, I do think Team Zoo is just will defeat Sebastian Fundora, but I think it's a really tricky one, and absolute credit to Team Zoo for taking this, to be honest with you, with it being such short notice. And I think of all the fighters in the world that you wouldn't really want to take on a short notice, it has to be Sebastian Fundora. Of course, an absolute anomaly, physically so tall, so rangy, big puncher. It's insane how he makes kind of the junior middleweight limit of 154. It really is. So what Tim Tszyu has been preparing this whole camp for Keith Thurman, one style, a welterweight coming up. Now he's has to completely alter his kind of preparations for this, and he's facing a huge junior middleweight, huge, rangy, powerful junior middleweight. It's a big kind of adjustment to make. Of all the people that could do it, though, it's Tim Tszyu. This guy is just, I really rate him. I think he's such a superstar in waiting, to be honest, in boxing. But yeah, absolute credit to him for taking on such a drastic stylistic change and a dangerous change on short notice following the withdrawal of Keith Thurman. So yeah, I can't wait for this one. I think it's really added a different flavor to this one as opposed to the Team Zoo Keith Thurman fight, which, not to say I wasn't kind of looking forward to, but I think that Sebastian Fundora is going to pose much more of a threat than Keith Thurman would have. And of course, Fundora, as I mentioned, looking to get his own career back on track, following the Mendoza KO last year. So he'll be relishing this opportunity. And yeah, just a word. for his opponent, his originally scheduled opponent. As I mentioned, he was meant to take on Ukrainian, the big punching Ukrainian Serhei Bochuk, which was a really, really dangerous fight already, and now he's stepping into the main event slot against an even more dangerous opponent than Tim Tszyu. So yeah, this is a really interesting development this evening, but one that I'm really looking forward to now. And on Sergey Botruk, who knows what's going to happen with him? You know, will he be has he been compensated to kind of for what he would have earned for this fight, or will he end up facing the late replacement himself here? Who knows? But Sergey Botruk, I hope we see in a big fight very soon. Of course, he's earned it, and he's one of the most exciting fighters to watch now with the power and the win streak he's put together since losing to Brandon Adams has been commendable. So hopefully we see him in a big fight, and he doesn't suffer too much from missing out on the Fundora world title fight. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, of course, also on the card you've got Isaac Cruz against Rolly Romero for the super lightweight WBA world title, which is another fascinating contest. And then you've got now you've got the main event, the new main event. Tim Tszyu will face the Town Inferno Sebastian Fundora in a couple of weeks' time, just under a couple of weeks, March 30th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. So yeah, a very interesting development this evening. So let us know what you think in the comments. You know, what do you think of this fight, Tszyu versus Fundora, compared to how you think Tszyu and Keith Thurman would have went? Could Fundora pull what would be a really significant upset here on short notice? You know, will the stylistic change be too much for Tszyu to overcome, or will Tim Tszyu once again prove why he's an absolute superstar in waiting and why people think so highly of him, and will he kind of surge on towards, big major world title fights, unifications at 154 and beyond. So yeah, that's our reaction to this breaking news. Thurman out. Tszyu versus Fundora, March 30th in Las Vegas. Can't wait. Don't forget, as always, drop us a like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on social media. Always great content coming up across all platforms. And yeah, take care. Speak next time.